What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. So, the TCG Forbidden and Limited list has apparently been posted, and we're going to check it out. I went to the European sites and then also the one in North America. Neither one of them are updated as of yet. You can see this is the list we're playing under right now with Kelbeck and a Unbanned, but I believe that it was posted on Twitter. I haven't seen it yet, but I do know a couple of cards, so I just want to give you guys, I guess, my best attempt at a live reaction, even though you won't literally see it live. So anyways, I've just brought up TCG Konami's Twitter, and again, this is where I believe that it'll be posted. So pretty sure that Yu-Gi-Oh community is going. I mean, people have told me before that it's on here. Okay. Okay. So we've got four. By the way, they dropped. I believe that there's a YCS going on right now as well. Oh, and this is interesting. It actually goes in effect two different times between TCG or between Europe and NA. Okay, and all right, so we got 4 ban cards. This means I'm going to YCS Raleigh. This will be in effect for YCS Raleigh. Link Karibo. I don't even know what to say. This is like the dumbest ban of all time. Link Karibo is apparently the problem with Snake Eye. I mean, don't get me wrong. There is a suspicious amount of level 1 monsters in the metagame, but that also goes into, like, you know, Relinquish Anima and stuff like that. You know, you got Purely has level 1 monsters, and obviously Snake Eye, you know, it's a bunch of like level 1. You have level 1s a lot in the meta, but who said that this card was like a problem? I understand that it can help you dodge things like Infinite Impermanence and Valor, and it does help you get to the extra deck monster for SP Little Knight, but again, Relinquish Anima kind of does the same thing. They actually, oh my, they banned both Omni Negators. Wow. RIP to my QCR Baron DeFleur, which I literally never played. I was gonna play it in Cashier, but I never played it. And then they got rid of Savage Dragon. I have to say, this is such a healthy thing for Yu-Gi-Oh! Good grief. I mean, the extra, like, I think I said a while ago, like, Baron DeFleur is the best level 10 synchro monster ever, and it was going to be so hard, essentially, to power creep her. You know, she's level 10, her stats are insane, she has spot removal built into her, she has an Omni Negation, and then she can tag out into a different monster during either player's standby phase, and there's a lot of decks that will like tag out into a monster and then they'll go back into Baron DeFleur and they'll get the Omni Negation back online. Plus there's like SP Little Knight that can reset it. So like Baron DeFleur, you basically were never gonna play any level 10s over her. To be honest, the fact that she's generic, like, this is the best level 10 Konami will ever make, and it's gonna be hard to top this card. So I can understand why she is banned. I'm a little surprised about Savage Dragon. Generally speaking, they are very similar. They're these generic extra deck like boss monsters, and people have started saying like these cards are a problem. We're sick of seeing all of these big BS combo decks like Vanadium and Tier end on these same cards every single time that you play against these decks. It's like the extra deck monsters never change, but the decks do. I mean, you can go back a year ago to the SHS deck, the Samurai deck, and it was doing the same thing. Summon Limit, if I made a banlist prediction, I would have predicted this. Summon Limit is you can't have this at 1, because if someone has, like, if you have it at 1, if someone draws it, like, they just win the game. To me, this is probably the most problematic card in Yu-Gi-Oh right now. Little surprised they didn't, well, I guess I'm on Forbidden, so I have to see if they hit anything from the Central Spoils engine. But yeah, I think Summon Limit is actually the most unhealthy floodgate. Like, people talk about skill drain. No. This card just says, like, if you open it, you know, in like 5 different decks, you just win the game. Fire King, Snake Eye, Voiceless Voice. Okay, so we have some limits. Whoa! They brought back Arch Nemesis Protoss? Very interesting. Very interesting. Title Dragon Ruler of the Waterfalls. They brought back Thunder Dragon Colossus? Oh my goodness. They are going full spice. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I definitely did not see this card coming back anytime soon. This one, I think this card can come back. I just didn't think they would do it. I don't think Thunder King or Thunder Dragons would be very good because of one Colossus. I do think that other decks might try to find ways to play Thunders to summon this card, because the card itself is insane, but the Thunder Dragon deck, like, maybe, you know, can't keep up. Magic Spectre, Unicorn Kirin, thank goodness. OCG, what are you doing? Did everyone just forget that Magic Spectre's got all this support and that we just didn't give them back their, like, you know, quote unquote boss monster? Definitely. Chicken Game was another one I saw in my Discord. I am very surprised. I'm gonna play this card 100%. I think Chicken Game is one of the most fun cards in all of Yu-Gi-Oh, because it's a card that, like, what it does is perfectly aligns with the card's name. It really is a game of chicken. Like, are you gonna destroy the card? Because if not, I'm gonna get another draw from it. I love this card. I love the design. Anti-Spell Fragrance going to 1 doesn't surprise me. To me, this seemed like, I guess, probably the second most problematic floodgate. People who are talking about, like, skill, that no one's playing Skill Drain right now. I know everyone's like, oh, why didn't you hit Skill Drain? Why didn't you hit that? Like, no one's playing that card. You know what I mean? Like, not in like Fire Kings or Voiceless Voice or, you know, any of the other decks. It is interesting to me that, like, so many of these are cards coming back. You know, Protos, Tidal, Colossus. Like, 5 of these, 6 cards are cards coming back, and they have not hit the One-Hit Engine or Fire Kings at all. So this maybe makes me wonder if there's a bunch of cards at 2, which I don't think that's a good way to go after Snake Eye or Fire Kings. That's what they did in the OCG, but at least maybe people won't play pure Snake Eye if you can't go into, you know, Baron de Fleur or Borload Savage, and there isn't Link Karibo. So maybe that's Konami's way of hitting that. Anyways, we have semi-limits. Okay, so we have Armageddon Knight and Purely Delicious Memory. I think Purely... So this was going to be one of my takes if I did make Forbidden and Limited List prediction. I think Purely should get its cards back. I think Purely is a very fun deck to play against. I understand people will say cap it makes an unaffected towers. It's like a conditional unaffected towers because, you know, your opponent does have to have like 6 materials, which isn't the hardest thing. But I don't know. Like, I think Purely is like a fun deck to play against. I mean, I think that draw 6 with Yeep is probably like a little broken. So maybe they should put this at 3 and keep like the Sleepy at 2. But in general, I think Purely is like a fun deck to play and play against. Like, it's very rewarding. There are no Omni negations. You know, all your disruption usually is like target. There's no non-targeting like spins or anything like that. Like, I like Purely as a deck. Armageddon Knight, I'm personally not a fan of this card because I feel like all it is FTK enabler. But, you know, I understand the logic of, well, no one plays it, but it's like, I don't know, when you put this card at high numbers, like, people just do degenerate stuff with this card. I would be more in favor of this card being banned because, again, I feel like it is Lavalval Chain, Beatrice's, it's just like FTKs and BS. And then, is this on, wow, we took Destiny Hero Malicious, the card that most people, myself included, would say is the reason that this semi-limited list exists, and we brought it back to unlimited status. Harpour, I mean, Orcus was like kind of hot for about a month, then people realized not that good. Speedroid Terratop, wow, talk about a blast from the past. And then we have Mobilize Engage, which is interesting because this begs the question: have we come full circle on Sky Striker? Because I did ask the question, like, if Sky Striker quote unquote been power crept. I still don't think the answer is yes. I still think that this could be a very strong deck, to be honest, especially like Blind Second. There's like, I don't want to say there's no more Omni Negates in Yu-Gi-Oh, but Blind Second Sky Striker, there's only one anti-spell. There's no more Baron de Fleur, no Borla. So like Sky Striker Blind Second seems nice. And then Destiny Hero Malicious, obviously hero players. Can you use Malicious like 4 times in a turn now? I mean, this will obviously be a boost to them. I have to say, so it's a list that is very exciting, and I like the things that they did. This Link Karibo one is making me just say what, but I like Baron de Fleur, I like Borload Savage. Summon Limit to me had to happen, and I love all the things that they brought back. My only question is, like, we did not have any direct hits to the fire decks at all. Like, it was no direct hits. Like, they were all indirect hits, you know what I mean? We're going to take away your Link Karibo. We're going to take away your inboard of Savage Dragon in, you know, Formula Synchron into Baron de Fleur. So I guess pure Snake Eye, maybe people would say that's not good anymore, but this is a very interesting list. People might be surprised, but of all of the things that they did, my favorite is probably this little card right here, Chicken Game, because this is the most I am most likely to play this at Raleigh just because I've already committed to a deck. But if I hadn't, I don't know, maybe Magic Specters or, you know, people out there playing Sword Soul, Arch Nemesis, Protos might go crazy. Oh, goodness. It's a lot. I'm sorry. I'm probably way over time. Oh, I'm only 10 minutes. Okay. You guys let me know what you thought. I literally left the gym. I was at the gym on the treadmill. The whole Discord's going nuts. I leave the gym, come home and make this video. Now I got to go drive back. But this is this is crazy. Obviously, I got to start making content about, you know, tier list and decks and stuff like that. But you guys let me know what you thought in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching as always.